Hey FlossTube, this is Brian. Welcome back. This is my 71st FlossTube video, and I plan on sharing with you what I've been working on this week. But first of all, I want to welcome you. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope that you enjoy the things that I have to share with you. If you are returning, thank you for coming back and watching my videos. Thank you for commenting on my videos and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. It's been a great week. Of course, we have been celebrating Thanksgiving here, and it's been a really nice, quiet holiday. My daughter came up from Tucson to spend the weekend with us, and it's been nice to have her here. We had a really nice Thanksgiving dinner and have just kind of been enjoying each other's company. My daughter helped us decorate yesterday. She wanted to make sure that everything was just right. So we put up the tree yesterday and have decorated for Christmas. You can see my cross-stitch pieces have come out for display for the month. I've shown these before, but I'll just point them out. There's this up here that's Village Skaters. That was a Stony Creek design, and I think you can still find it available as a digital download. And that is the piece that when I saw that is what kind of made me want to start cross-stitching. And so this comes out for Christmas. There's this over here, which is called Santas in Fable and Fantasy. It's 5 Santas, kind of a sampler type thing. And then this over here is the Spirit of Christmas, which is a design by Marilyn Levitt Emblem of Lavender and Lace. I finished that last year, and so this is the second time that it's come out. And we have all sorts of nativities all over the place and a whole bunch of other things. You can see this. That is a nativity that I bought in Israel. It's been about 20 years ago that I bought that, and so that also comes out. We really like that. That's made out of olive wood, basically. So before I show you what I've been working on this week, I think I'll show you a couple of graphs. This is the 30th of November, so we have one more day left in the month. So I'll kind of show you kind of a summary of what I've done this month. This first graph shows the number of projects that I've been working on and the number of days that I've worked on each project. So right now it shows 4 projects. After tonight, there will be 1 day for a 5th project that we'll talk about a little bit later. This is my stitch trend for the month, and you will see that I'm still running a little bit slow in the number of stitches. I think that's because I did a lot of full coverage this month, but the number of days that I stitched is gone up. I'll show you this graph. This graph is kind of a hodgepodge, but it is over the last year, the number of days that I have stitched on each of my projects. So each column represents a month, and the different colors in each column represents a project that I worked on that month. So you can kind of overlay my stitch trend and see the same kind of trend, but this shows how many days I spent on each project. And then I'll show you this one also. This is basically the cumulative number of stitches. So it shows each project the cumulative number of days, and it shows how many days I've worked on each project through time over the last year. So you'll see, for example, on this last month, the project that I have stitched the most number of days on is English Garden Sampler, and I have stitched on it like over 90 days. And then there's other projects that are going on. This kind of gives you a feel for as a project ages, it gets more days, right? Until You'll see some projects kind of disappear when I finish them. They kind of fall off the graph. So yeah, it's been a great month. November went by really fast. Why is it that the months at the end of the year just seem to rocket by? So yeah, we've had a great November, and I'm looking forward to a great December and a wonderful Christmas when we will have our entire family back together. My kids that are up in Utah going to school will be coming back, and we'll have an enjoyable Christmas. It's going to be a Christmas where we enjoy everybody together. We won't all be together next Christmas. We know that. So, because my daughter will not be here. So, anyway, we're planning on making this a really great Christmas. So I just want to respond to one comment. I had somebody ask me about the margins that I have on my designs and my fabric. And okay, I am not really careful about cutting my fabric down to size. And there's the biggest reason for that is that my scroll frame, I need to have extra fabric on the top and the bottom in order to be able to have the fabric fit in the frame. If I cut it down to like a 3-inch margin, then sometimes it slips out of my scroll bar, and so I like to have more margin. I know I'm not really very careful about how much fabric I use, and that's just the way it is. Part of it, another reason is that I don't really have much use for fabric scraps. So even if I cut down my fabric to the size that I wanted, I really don't like stitching small stuff, and so any fabric scraps that I have are too small for anything that I would want to do. So let's get started talking about what I have been working on. So this past week I have been working on a Saviour's Praise. This is a design by Shakespeare's Peddler, Teresa Vanette. And of course I started this last spring, and I've really enjoyed working on it. This is really the first sampler of this type that I've ever stitched. I am stitching it on 40 count Beach Brew linen. That is a color by R&R, and it's the called for fabric. I'm really enjoying working on 40 count, and this is the first time I've worked on 40 count, and I plan on doing more on 40 count in the future. I'll show you a picture of what this looked like the last time you saw it, and I'm pretty happy with what I've been able to accomplish this week. I had a couple of days when I couldn't stitch, so I could have done more, but I'm happy with what I was able to accomplish. So this is what it looks like now. So basically what I have stitched is I stitched this area over here in the border with kindness, and then there's like a plant, a flower, and a heart over here. And then I started working on the trees. There's a row of trees that comes over this way. There's 8 trees. I was able to stitch 4 of them. Of course, there's red birds on the top of them. And every tree's a little bit different. Even the spacing between trees is a little bit different. So yeah, so I'm about halfway through the trees. There's 4 more trees to stitch, and then there's a house that goes right here. So that's kind of what I'm doing, is I'm working across this way over towards the house. And then after I stitch the house, I'll work on this. I'll work on this side of the border to bring it up to about the same height. So yeah, I'll show you a little bit closer what it's looking like. Kindness is original to the chart. I didn't change this. And of course, I'll show you the whole piece. This is really turning out nice, and I'm looking forward to spending more time with it. So I had somebody ask me why I'm changing some of the words. And the reason why is when I saw this piece, it reminded me of a scripture in the Doctrine and Covenants. Because this piece, the words that are all the way through here are like attributes. And it reminded me of that scripture, but it didn't match exactly. It had some of the words that are used in that scripture. It's in Doctrine and Covenants section 4, if you want to look for it. And I didn't like, well, I should say, there were some words that matched those attributes and some that didn't. And I decided I wanted to make this piece match that scripture. So that is why I'm changing the words. And so I've changed a couple. I've changed temperance down here and virtue here. And I'll continue to change them as we go around. It's about half of the words will get changed, and the rest will stay the same. So that's why I'm changing the words. Yeah. So I'm really happy with what I've been able to accomplish. Okay, so let's talk about what I'm going to be working on this week. It's time to work. It's been a while since I've worked on this one too, so it's kind of exciting. I'm going to be working on Queen Anne's lace. This is a design by Marilyn Levitt This is a design by Marilyn Levitt Emblem of Lavender and Lace, and of course it's a picture of a lady in an elegant yellow gown. And this has been really fun to stitch. Her designs, Marilyn's designs, they look a lot more complicated than they really are. She seemed to have a talent of making things look really complicated, but they're really just blocks of color, so that makes it really easy for them to be stitched. And this is what it looks like right now. So I'm getting over here my diagonals. This last time through, my diagonal is getting quite a bit longer because this dress comes down here. So I don't know how much I'm going to do. I'm hoping for a couple of diagonals. Maybe I'll be able to do more. I'm excited. Up here we're going to finish this I guess bow with the flowers. We'll see more of her dress, and I'm excited to see this side of the dress that kind of matches this side. So I think I'm getting pretty close to this corner down here. I haven't looked at the chart recently, so I don't know how much further I've got to go, but I think I'm getting pretty close to the corner, and then we'll start moving up on both sides, so that'll be exciting. Of course, there's lots of metallic braid through here. It makes it really sparkly. You're not going to be able to see it on the camera, but it looks really sparkly in real life, and it's really turning out nice. So yeah, it's been a while since I've worked on it. About 2 months, 2.5 months since I've worked on this, so it'll be good to pull it out and get some work on it. So yeah. And that's about all I have to share with you. So this is going to be a kind of a short video this time. I hope that you have a great week getting ready for Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. We have had lots of rain here, so it really feels like winter. Lots of rain, and it looks like there's even more rain in the forecast. So that's good. We could use all of the rain and all of the snow in the high country that we could get. So that's kind of exciting. If you want to follow my daily progress, you can always follow me on Instagram. My name is @blitstitch on Instagram. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. And also feel free to like this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, feel free to subscribe so that you can get notified when I put out new videos. And I hope that everything goes well with you this week, and we will talk to you later. Goodbye.